straight to the headlines, which says the TINUBU administration gives a strong reason why petitions by Atiku Peter Obi should be dismissed by PEPC. Again, TINUBU gives a strong reason why petitions by Atiku, then Peter Obi, why their petitions should be dismissed by PEPC. President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima are asking the Presidential Election Petition Court (PEPC) to disregard claims by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and the Labour Party and their presidential candidates Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi that it is mandatory for a candidate to score 25% of votes in the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) to be declared a president. Tinubu and Shettima insist that such claims could have been as a result of either their misreading of the Constitution or their miscomprehension of the relevant provisions of the nation's ground norm. Again, Tinubu and Shettima insist that such claims could have been as a result of either their misreading of the Constitution or their miscomprehension of the relevant provisions of the nation's ground norm. This is part of their arguments in two sets of final written addresses filed on the petitions by Atiku, PDP and Obi Labour Party against the outcome of the February 25th presidential election. It was also learned that the two final addresses were filed on Friday by the Tinubu-Shettima legal team, led by Chief Wale Olanipekun, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, describing both petitions as strange and hollow. Tinubu and Shettima argued that neither of the two sets of petitions provided relevant evidence to support the claims of the plaintiffs that the election was not held in compliance with relevant laws or that the presidential and vice presidential candidates of the APC were not qualified to contest the election. The defendant said the suits could not even be considered as petitions within the context of the nation's electoral laws, as they were strangely not complaining about election rigging, ballot box snatching, ballot box stuffing, violence, thuggery, vote buying, voters intimidation, disenfranchisement, interference by the military or the police, and such other electoral vices. The cause of their growth in their petitions is that this time around, while the presidential election was peacefully conducted all over the country, as corroborated by their primary witnesses, that is, the presiding officers, POs, and the results accurately recorded in the various form EC8A. Some unidentified results were not uploaded electronically to the INEC election result viewing, which is the IREV, the portal, Tinubu and Shettima said. Continuing, they said the other remote contention of the petitioners is that the second respondent, which is Tinubu, did not score 25% or 1/4 of the votes recorded in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja FCT, while the petitioners have also tersely alluded to the respondent non-qualification without providing any fact of same in the body of their petitions. It is submitted that the petitioners have failed woefully to establish their claims with adequate and relevant evidence as required by law. Tinubu said he won the election with 8.7 million votes ahead of Atiku from the PDP, who were his closest rival, though trailing at a distance with the total of 6.9 million votes, and Obi of the Labour Party came a distant third with a total of 6.1 million votes. Besides, the defendants said while they polled more than 25% of the total vote cast in 29 states, Atiku secured same in 21 states, while Peter Obi got 25% in only 16 states and the FCT, Federal Capital Territory. They added that it was ironical that while Atiku, who scored a 16.13% of the votes cast in the FCT, as against the TINUBU's 19.76% score in the same territory, it is not only seeking to be declared the winner of the election, he also wants TINUBU's victory voided on the grounds that the TINUBU did not score 25% of the votes cast in the Federal Capital Territory. Citing previous decisions of the Supreme Court on the status of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, the respondent said there is no punctuation or comma in the entire section 134 bracket 2 bracket B of the Constitution, particularly immediately after the state and the succeeding and connecting the Federal Capital Territory with the state. In essence, the reading of this subsection has to be conjunctive and not a disjunctive, as the Constitution clearly makes it so. Again, in essence, the reading of the subsection has to be conjunctive and not a disjunctive, as the Constitution clearly makes it so. Pressed further by this constitutional imperative, the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, is taken as if it is the 37th state under and by virtue of Section 299 of the Constitution. With much respect, any other interpretation different from this will lead to absurdity, chaos, anarchy, and alteration of the very intention of the legislature. Our courts have always adopted the purposeful approach to the interpretation of our Constitution, as exemplified in a host of decisions, including but not limited to Nafiu Rabiu State, bracket 1980, 12, NSCC 291 at 300 to 301, Marwa Nyaku 2012, 6 NWLR. PT 1296 199 306 307 ADH Limited at Limited 2006 year. Now, in part 986 634 649 Awolowo Shagari Abraham Adesanya, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1981 12 12 NSCC 146 at 167 168 AG Abia AG Federation 2002 6 NWLR Part 763 265 at 365. Now, what that simply means is that the petitioners that themselves admit this much in paragraph 107 of their petition, where they listed the FCT as the 37th state after listing the states mentioned in section 3 bracket 1 as number 1 to 36. They said it was an irony that the LP, which is the Labour Party candidate who came a distant third in the election, wanted to be declared the winner of the election. The OB Labour Party petition, according to the correspondent or respondent, was hinged on frivolous claims that the election results were not electronically uploaded to the IREV, that it was not conducted in compliance with the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022 bracket EA, and that the TINUBU Shetima ticket was unlawful because Shetima was not properly nominated. Then they added that Atiku finally and Obi also based their petitions riddled with contradicting and conflicting claims on some fishing expeditions relating to some purported forfeiture proceedings in the United States of America. Wow, this is where I'm going to draw the curtain, and this is where the news will have a break. I would like you to share your views in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as Independent TV 7. And don't forget to share these news and also click on the bell icon to get more notification. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.